Hello and welcome to this video about Pandas for data handling. In this video we will teach you how to handle Excel data files with Pandas and Pandas data frames. You will learn how to save data from a data frame into an Excel data file and how to load data in an Excel data file into a Pandas data frame. You will learn how to handle Excel data files or workbooks with several spreadsheets. The Microsoft Excel workbook is a very common data storage file format for data and work with tabular data. Some statistics state that there are around 800 million Excel installations around the world, and consequently the Excel data file must be treated in any data handling video courses. As compared to the comma-separated text file, data structures we have shown in earlier videos, Excel workbooks has an additional feature that it structures data into data sheets and that it has coded data field separation as well as coded indexes and a unified code for the Excel workbook data standard. In this video we will teach you how to handle Excel data files so that you can load a data file into Pandas to use with Pandas. And this is useful either through using Pandas and other Python libraries as an external platform for analysis of Excel data files, or for using Pandas and other Python libraries to augment an Excel-based data structure and return results to Excel. And we will begin by talking some about the Excel workbook and spreadsheet data structure. And an Excel workbook with data has one or more spreadsheets, where every spreadsheet could be considered a matrix data structure comparable to a CSV file or a single Pandas data frame. And here we have the hierarchical data structure visualized in this diagram. A workbook with data contains one or more spreadsheets. A workbook without data is often created with 3 empty spreadsheets. And normally we always have one workbook with one or more spreadsheets with data, and this is a great basis and a great beginning for exploring hierarchical data structures. Pandas needs other libraries code to handle Excel files. And these libraries can be included or not included with Pandas or the Anaconda distribution, as an example. Inclusion or non-inclusion varies over time. Currently, Pandas includes an older stable version of the Excel writer in its list of libraries. And this means that the functionality is included in the package, whereas the Anaconda distribution lists many libraries, although these has been moved in and out of the distribution over time. And the Pandas manual currently lists default is to use Excel writer for Excel files if the Excel writer is installed, and otherwise use OpenPy Excel. And this is the manual for Pandas 2.2. So here we know from the list of dependencies that we have an Excel writer installed of the older type. And in Pandas they want you to check whether you have the Excel writer or the OpenPy Excel installed. The Anaconda distribution, on the other hand, states that Anaconda includes Excel wings, followed with the information to export data from a Python object into Excel or import the contents of an Excel spreadsheet, to perform calculations or visualizations in Python. Anaconda includes the following libraries and modules, and that is OpenPy Excel, Excel Reader, Excel Writer, and Excel Write. And to determine which one of these best suits your needs, you are recommended to see the documentation for each library and module. And then the information is included that Python Excel tools are not included in the Anaconda and they have listed XLPython, XLLoop, XLPy, or PyXL. And as it appears, libraries developed and sometimes are included or removed from the Anaconda distribution. And should you miss necessary libraries for using Excel, these two Conda installation instructions used in the terminal should solve the issue. So here we have two snippets of code which you can use in the terminal to install these Excel readers and Excel writer programs, if they are missing in a future version of Pandas and Anaconda. We don't believe that they will be missing, but this has developed a lot over time. So now we will type some code, so start up your code editors. Alright, having started our code editors, in this case JupyterLab's notebook, we will begin by typing code to load and save simple Excel workbooks into and from a Pandas data frame. And thereafter we will type some code to save and load data into or from different sheets of a hierarchical Microsoft Excel workbook. But first we will import the Pandas library and check up on the carsales.xl file from the earlier video lecture, or recreate it if it is missing. So we begin by importing the Pandas library. We type import pandas as pd. And we will create a Pandas data frame. And this code, which we have cut and pasted, is attached to the video lecture and can be downloaded and cut and pasted into your code editor. Or if this or a similar file was saved in an earlier video lecture, the saved file can be loaded with code we will type later in this video. Here we have a code snippet which now is quite familiar. We create a dictionary with car brands. We use this dictionary and pandas to create a pandas data frame. We rename the index to sales place. And we rename the index labels in the index columns using another Python dictionary. And to create our carsales.xl file, we use the toXL function to write our data frame into a Excel file. And finally, we will delete our car sales data frame from RAM memory. So let's run this code. And now we have a carsales.xl file stored. And we want to read the car sales Excel file to a pandas data frame. We type car sales equals pandas read Excel. This is a function and we define car sales.xl. And to verify that we have gotten our car sales data frame as intended, we print the car sales data frame. So let's run this code. And here we can see that we have a data frame loaded, but that the index column has been loaded as an ordinary column. We have a sales place column, and we want to have the index as an index column and not as an ordinary column. We will delete and redo. We type delete car sales, and this deleted this data frame. And this time we will read a car sales Excel file to a Pandas data frame, and we will restore the index labels and name the index column. So we type car sales equals pandas read Excel car sales dot Excel index column equals 0, which is the first column and corresponds to this column. And we will print the car sales data frame. So let's run this code. And here we can see that we have an index column and that it has been created properly. So now we have a proper data frame. And now we will create a Excel workbook with several data sheets. So the code we will write now will write every column into its own Excel spreadsheet. And please note that this is just a simple way of creating a workbook with many spreadsheets. We type with Pandas Excel writer. And we can name this file carsales2.excel. And we will cast this as Excel writer for columns in car sales columns, car sales columns to Excel and we use the Excel writer and we set the sheet name to columns. So let's run this code. And this code will now have created a car sales 2 Excel file with 4 sheets, one for Mercedes, one for Ford, one for Tata, and one for Renault. And now we will read the spreadsheets back to data frame format. We type car sales 2 equals pandas read Excel car sales 2 Excel index column equals 0 sheet name equals, and give it a list with Mercedes, Ford, Tata, and Renault. And we close the function, and we print the car sales 2. So let's run this code. And here we can see that we have a car sales 2 data frame, but that has a not satisfactory design or architecture. So this looks too unstructured to be used. We can type the resulting solution is not satisfactory. Let's try again. And the code we will type now will reconstruct the spreadsheet into a satisfactory car sales free data frame with the aid of Pandas concat function. Used on a column basis with axis equals 1 instead of row basis, which would be axis equals 0 or default mode. We type car sales 3 equals Pandas data frame, and this creates a car sales free data frame. And we type for dictionary in car sales 2 values car sales 3 equals pandas concat car sales free pandas data frame from dictionary axis equals 1 and we print car sales free. The first thing this code does is that it creates a car sales free data frame. It creates dictionaries from car sales 2.values using the values function. It uses every such dictionary to create a pandas data frame, which is to be concatenated with the car sales free data frame. And this is done on a column basis. So instead of adding the data frame from below, we add the data frame from the side. So the first thing is that an empty car sales free gets the Mercedes added. The second stage is that the car sales free with the Mercedes data frame gets the Ford added to it from the side. And we will take a look at the final result. So let's run this code. And here we can see that our data frame has been perfectly restored from the Excel file. And as you can see, this is very useful because with these instructions you can with detail instruct Pandas and Excel exactly how you want to load or store your files to and from Excel files. So this is something which is very useful and very time-saving if done properly. So in this video you have learned how to assemble Pandas data frames from structured Excel data, which is a very common and standard type, and which you will often encounter in the world of data science and machine learning. You have also learned to save Pandas data frames into Excel workbooks and to load Excel workbooks into Pandas data frames. In the next video, you will learn how to access standard structured query language database files with Pandas. And we look forward to see you in the next video.